Hi, Jessica. You're muted right now.
Hi, this is actually, I just realized I'm on hers. I'm Chelsea, so I'm also going to be, I think, over the chat with Jessica. Let me re-enter the webinar. That way, because we both got the email, but let me make sure I didn't click into hers. So,
Okay.
right back.
Okay.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I am Karen. I am Chelsea's in there now. Okay, I am your facilitator from InACAC, I believe is the correct terminology to use. I visited Spalding a year ago, so I was excited to see you
Awesome.
guys. So basically what I have to remind you, let me share this with you. Okay, so this session will end promptly in 45 minutes and it is being recorded. So when you're not actively speaking, remember to mute yourself, and the share screen button is there and will be available for you. There will also be a turn on this symbol. Can you guys see my screen? Making sure. Yeah, there's a symbol there for if you play a video. We've had some people play videos. StrifeScan's going to send you a list of those students who've registered, as well as a transcript of any questions and answers.
Okay.
So as far as students doing any Q&A, it's going to be through the Q&A feature, not the chat feature. So I will be telling kids when I first sign on to use that Q&A feature for questions. So don't, if you hit answer live, you're going to be sharing a student's name with the entire audience, and they really don't want that happening. Any questions for StrifeScan, you can go to help@strifescan.com and they will help you out. And if you don't get to every question, you will get that transcript that follows up. And we are recording this, and students will have access to it later.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you guys.
I do have one question. So will we be able to see how many students enter the, and if, just because I know that this has happened, if no one enters our thing, will it still just be recorded to put on the website then?
I believe so, yes. I haven't had that specifically asked. This is my third session. So
Gotcha.
The first one had 3 kids. You will be able to see our participants, which is the 3 of us, and then attendees. My one yesterday only had 1 person in there, so you could see the difference.
Yeah, that's what, because Chelsea is going to be here to work the Q&A basically, but if nobody ends up in the session, I'll still talk and we'll record it. But Chelsea, I know she might head out because she's got other stuff she has to do too. But she's here to help me monitor the Q&A and stuff. So I just was curious about that.
Yeah. To be perfectly honest, I think we're recording right now. Usually it doesn't start till like right on the hour, but it for some reason I saw it recording, so.
Well, they can hear me asking all the questions.
Right.
And I'll turn my video off. I think that's what we did last time. That way I guess I'm not a distraction and just answering the questions. So.
Yeah. And they, like, I shut mine off too, so nobody sees me. They'll just see Jessica.
Okay.
And then whatever screen sharing Jessica does.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. So do I even need to turn off my camera, or it'll probably be?
No, you probably should.
Okay.
That's what they instruct me to do.
Okay.
So,
Cool. I was like, we'll see if they edit out my questions about the process before they post it.
oh, they probably will.
I'd assume so.
Because if they don't, they're going to get me, and they don't really want me. I'm just a volunteer.
It's really fun though.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to do. And we're an hour behind you guys, so I'm just now getting out of school. So
Oh.
timing works out well.
Oh, so where are you located again?
I'm in Northwest Indiana, near Chicago.
Oh,
We're
okay.
a little ways from Chesterton High School is where I'm
Okay.
at.
Cool. Yeah, I was like, I figured you were either up north or south because it's going to be either Evansville or outside of Chicago. It's one of the two.
Right. And for some reason, I have this little itsy bitsy screen. I had a full screen and it disappeared. Every time I've done this, something has been different with it. So,
Really?
yeah.
Well, that's awesome that you've gotten to volunteer for it because it keeps it interesting. I've been very curious about how these have gone for all the like other schools because it's just like everyone's on their own. We're not with each other to just like chat about what's
Right.
happening anymore.
Right, I know.
Because like normally at a fair, it's like at some point you talk to like the people around. You're like, so like, how are you guys doing? What's going on? And with us all being virtual, nobody knows.
Right, exactly. Like, I don't even see.
Should I go ahead and share my screen?
No, because I've got to show my screen here for just a second.
Okay.
It has instructions for the kids, for the attendees.
Gotcha. Okay.
We have a little survey to do at the end, and they're encouraging people to sign up for more sessions.
Makes sense. I just was, I just didn't know what order we wanted, like if I needed to pull it up ahead of time or not.
Okay, it is 3 o'clock and I'm not seeing my. Chelsea, or Jessica, I'm going to go ahead.
That's fine. I can go through the presentation. It's still recorded, so that
Okay,
works for
I'll
me.
go ahead with these instructions. So for the students that are just signing in, I've got several instructions. First of all, I am Karen. I'm an InACAC volunteer facilitator, and you have signed in to the Spalding University session. So a couple of things that we need to know ahead of time. First of all, how do you ask questions? Please use the question and answer button to type your questions, and do not use the chat. The question and answer button will be monitored. Your camera and microphone will be off and you'll be muted, so panelists won't see you or hear you. And we encourage you to sign up for more sessions this week and next at inacac.org/virtual college exploration. There will be recordings made. This session is being recorded and will be available at inacac.org, same website, /virtual college exploration. So at this time, I will turn things over to Jessica from Spalding University.
All right, guys, how are you doing? Let me get my presentation pulled up really quickly for you guys. And we'll go ahead and get started. So as I was kindly introduced, my name is Jessica and I'm an admissions counselor here at Spalding University. So my entire job is to help you guys through that college admissions process and making sure that you understand what's going on and making sure if any of you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. A little bit about Spalding is that we are a small school located in downtown Louisville, Kentucky. So our student population is about 2,000 students, and we have a 10-to-1 student to teacher ratio. Now, I'm sure when you've looked at other schools, you have heard their student to teacher ratio. I think personally a better question to ask the universities is what is the largest class size I'm going to sit in? That gets you a better understanding of what you're going to be experiencing when you are on campus. So at Spalding, our largest class size is capped at 35 students, and typically it's more in that like 20 to 25 range for students in a classroom. We are ranked one of the top 5 colleges in the state of Kentucky, which is just something that we're really proud of. I personally think that is because of our 6-week block schedule, which is a very unique schedule. Nobody else in the state has it, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in our presentation. Finally, we have over 25 different clubs and organizations for students to be a part of, which allows you to build a community with Spalding and also get involved in other aspects besides just your academics. So we are an NCAA Division III school, which what that means is that we do have sports teams, but we do not offer any scholarship money for being a part of them. It's just kind of a bonus. Students love to get to play. Students get very involved with going to games and having their friends who are on the teams going to visit them and watch them play as well. So we have 16 different NCAA Division III teams, including sports such as basketball, cross country, soccer, track and field. We just added lacrosse, both men's and women's, and they're starting in the next year. So they're just going to start next year, which is really cool. We also, like I said, have our different clubs and organizations for students to be a part of. We have over 25 different clubs and orgs, and those can include things such as student ambassadors who work with us in the admissions office, help giving tours of campus. And there's also one such as SGA, which allows for students to really work on the building of these clubs and orgs and regulating them, making sure they're fully functional. Clubs and orgs are really useful for students to get involved in because it allows them to build skills that they wouldn't necessarily be able to build in just a classroom setting. A big one I always talk about is public speaking skills. Things that I'm doing right now is talking on this webinar. They're skills that you hear of, but you have to kind of practice them in order to get really good at them. So our student ambassadors are able to practice with different families that come on campus and really hone in on some of those other skills. Now, I mentioned before, our block schedule is really unique, and that is what I have on this slide here. So our block schedule is set up where students will only take 1 or 2 classes at a time. Now, they take those classes every single day, Monday through Thursday for 6 weeks. And then at the end of the 6 weeks, you get a whole week off of school. Then you come back and do it all over again. So you take those 1 or 2 classes again, take your finals at the end of the 6 weeks, get a whole week off, and then again, come back, do another 1 or 2 classes. Now, every single school will require you to have 5 classes a semester to be a full-time student and graduate in 4 years. So we're going to be just the same. You get to break it up just a little differently. So 2 of those 3 blocks each semester, you will be taking 2 classes, 1 you will take 1. Now, in between block 2 and block 3 will always be Thanksgiving break. So you will always have the full week of Thanksgiving off every year. Block 3 looks a little funny because it is set up with Christmas break in the middle of it. So you take those first 3 weeks of classes, you take your midterms, get the 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year, and then you're going to come back and finish up that semester, another week off before you start up semester 2. For us in Louisville, a big draw is typically between block 5 and block 6 is actually off for Derby week. So our students have the whole week of Derby to get to experience the city, see how it changes over the year, and just in that week of time, which is really fun. Also, students are not required to take summer block. It's just an option. Typically, students don't need to take summer block because they are able to be ahead with just having that extra time and not having the pressure of having to take 5 classes at once, take all those finals in the same week. All of our students are really only focusing on the 2, so it really allows them to succeed. Now, the big question is obviously going to be how much does it cost? What is tuition? So for Spalding, our tuition is $13,200 a semester, and then it will be another $2,300 a semester for room and board. Now, we do have an out-of-state scholarship for all of our Indiana students living on campus, and that will be 10% off of tuition and room and board, and that will probably take off about $3,000 a year for everyone, so just take that right off of tuition before you even get started. But we also offer merit scholarships for our students, and that is solely just based off of your GPA and your ACT score. So our automatic admission requirements are a 2.5 GPA and a 20 on your ACT, or we are a test optional university. So if you have a 3.0 GPA, you are not required to submit test scores. Now, I understand that a lot of students have not had the opportunity to be able to take their standardized test or whatever it may be. So we have done the test optional option. If you don't meet the automatic admission requirement, then we will just ask that you submit a personal statement essay. So myself as a counselor will get in contact with you if we are going to need that personal statement from you, and I'll let you know what we need. That way you can best suit the needs for you, but also we can get with the information that we need to admit you. So if you look at the scholarship matrix, you can see below, if you have a 2.5 GPA to a 2.99 GPA, you will be eligible for our $2,580 merit scholarship, and that scholarship is renewable each year for 4 years that you would attend. Now, if you go up, your GPA is a 3.0 to a 3.49, you get bumped up to that $6,450 merit scholarship. And again, if you're at a 3.5 and up, you'll get $10,320 each year for 4 years. Now you can see that we have a bonus award that is separate from our GPA scholarship, and that is for your ACT or SAT test score. So in Kentucky, a lot of our students are taking the ACT, but we accept both. How we decide your bonus award, though, is we take your ACT score or turn your SAT into its equivalent ACT score, and we times that by 100. So say you got an 18 on your ACT, you're gonna get $1,800, again, each year for 4 years. If you get a 25, $2,500 each year, all the way up to 36, the top score for an ACT. Now, that as long as you get the 18 on your ACT, that's where that bonus award starts. It's worth you to submit that test score just so you can receive that extra scholarship money. So some big programs that we have are all of our majors and programs are listed right up in front of you. Some of the big ones we have are obviously our business programs. We have 5 different tracks in our business program to focus in on what each student path they want to take. So we have things like human resources, sports management, marketing, etc. We also have our communications degree with similar tracks to focus in really on what those students want to study. We do have a creative writing program that allows each student to be a published author by the time they graduate. And we also have our criminal justice program, again, with those tracks focusing in on corrections, forensics, juvenile justice, and law enforcement. We do education for elementary, middle, and high school. And then we have our natural sciences, which typically focus in on what do you want to take your natural science degree to? Do you want to go pre-medical, pre-farm, pre-dentistry, etc.? Each one of those tracks is laid out for you so that way you know exactly what you need in order to get into those programs. One of our biggest majors is our occupational therapy program, and that is a 6-year program to get the doctorate in occupational therapy, and students who maintain a high GPA are given automatic admission into our own doctorate program in OT, which is really awesome. We also have a pretty big nursing program. We are the first nursing program in the state of Kentucky, which has been awesome for us. And we have admission guarantee for our students into the nursing program for as long as you maintain a 3.25 GPA. That will get you into our nursing program after your sophomore year. Again, we have psychology, social work, and also studio art are some of the other big majors that we focus in on. Now, next is Louisville. It's our home where we are. I love Louisville. It's such a fun city to be a part of. There's a lot happening, a lot of different events on the waterfront. Obviously, we have Derby in the spring, which is a huge event that brings in a ton of people to our city. We are ranked one of the top 10 food cities in the country, and all the food here is incredible. You could go a whole year and try only different restaurants, and you never have to eat at the same place twice, which is really cool. We also are ranked one of the top 10 best cities for new job seekers. So once you get out of college and you're looking for that first job, we are one of the best cities for people to start their career in. It's really exciting having a lot of people move in to the city to getting that experience after graduating. Now, your next steps are pretty simple. We have an online application that you need to complete. We have it on our website as well as we are a part of Common App. So if you are completing the Common App, you can go ahead and submit it that way. Or we do have our individual application on our website. We then will just need your transcripts and your test scores if you decide to submit those test scores to us. Next big thing for every other college is going to be making sure your FAFSA is complete and on file to us. As you can see, our school code is listed in the slideshow in front of you. We recommend that you get your FAFSA in as soon as possible because that does potentially allow you to receive more scholarship money, since some of those different grants and stuff they're offering are on a first come, first served basis. So the quicker you get your FAFSA in, potentially the more money you will receive, which is really good. And then finally, once you get your FAFSA in, we will get you your financial aid package by Christmas. As soon as we get your FAFSA in, we do process that. So the sooner you get it in, the most likely that you'll get that before you even go to Christmas. You know how much you're going to pay for school, and you can really make your decisions there. And then it's just telling us that you're coming, and then we will let you know what get enrolled in BSU and get ready to register for classes and come with us in the fall. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. You can obviously find us on the social media. You can also message me. As you can see, my email is below. It is jcoriel@spalding.edu, as well as my phone number. You can call and text me, and I'm more than happy to help you guys out with that one. Now, I will look at the Q&A, and I don't think we have anything. So I will, I think that's all I have for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the Q&A section, but I think that's it. Hey, Karen, do I just leave the meeting now?
Yes, I'm trying to share my, there I go. Maybe I can share my screen now.
Awesome.
So I can get this. My slides aren't there. Ugh. Yes, all my slides went away. So I will just talk through this and say that this was recorded. You will have access to the recording. We encourage you to sign up for more sessions at inacac.org, Virtual College Exploration. Thank you very much for your attendance, and there will be a short 4-question survey for you to complete at the end. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.